Oh yes, good morning, YouTube people. Got my just my thoughts up and running this morning. If you're wondering what that theme song is called, Ducky Funk. There's been some funky donkeys or funky ducks or whatever you want to call them out here in these YouTube streets. Yeah, this was my platform was created for to talk about things that's going on the YouTube streets, some things outside of the YouTube streets. Hope you guys can hear me using a different apparatus, a different way of doing things right now. Good morning, Mr. Gary Wallace. I see you up in the chat. My moderator from over at the music channel, y'all. Good morning to you. Good morning to the other person that was up here. Drop down. I know you're probably busy doing other things. So, yeah, there's a lot going on here on YouTube Street. And I'm here to give my opinion on it today. Oh, yes, my alter ego, y'all. Like they say, we're all bipolar in this world. Shit, why not? I'm not doing this for clicking a coin. I'm not doing it for anything except it's just my thoughts. Yeah. Okay, you can't hear me. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now? How about that? Oh, you said we can hear you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I thought you said you couldn't. That's why I cut down the music there a little bit. Like I said, doing it on a different apparatus. Uh, yes, yes. Opening up with a little ducky, as we should say, funk. You might hear the sirens running outside and everything else because my door is wide open and I'm getting some fresh air, fresh, cool air. It's like 45 degrees here this morning. And I tell you, man, it's nippy out there. It's nippy. You know, it's nippy just like it is here on these damn YouTube streets right now. Really cold blooded. It's so cold blooded that I had to come up here and give you my thoughts on it and what I did do early this morning after I woke up. Last night I watched some TV, watching football, did a live, and went in and tried to go to the beefing sector and show, show my support for the content creators and people that I started out here on YouTube with here on the beefing sector. Like I said, I've always been a beefing sector person. I've been that way ever since I got initiated on the beefing sector. Uh, there were two contests going on last night, from what I understood and what I did see of them. Number one was the burger challenge. I want to give applause to Pizarro and Brianna and them for their burger challenge. The next one was the Halloween costume challenge done by Ness No Mess, which we all call Ness up here up on these YouTube stations. Now, let's talk about our beefing sector family. We're all comprised of different content creators, different people that come down in the chat, different people that sit around and troll each other and talk about things and do things. Hell, I've even been trolled. I've been talked about. I've been scandalized on here. So what I'm about to say is just my opinion on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else, we all got opinions. We all got assholes. So there it is. Now, what I've seen, what I watched of the two platforms, the contest last night, the challenges as they call them on here on the beefing sector, was that Pizarro's was very organized. It was kind of organized. It was a little bit chaotic, and as usual in the beefing sector, there's always beef. The costume challenge, on the other hand, when I turned it on, it was like, damn, she's walking around, no sound. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Ness. You're gonna be content. You're gonna be some of the content today too. Walking around, you had on that little costume and no sound. People were trying to tell you no sound, no sound. Oh boy. So what did I do as a content creator? I let her know that I was up there to support her. And I'd be honest with you, I left until later. When I mean later, I meant early this morning. From all the reviews that I seen, that I saw, that came up on the beefing sector on these YouTube streets, it was a disaster. So I went back and looked for at it myself. And I got to say one thing, Ness, don't ever, don't ever get on YouTube drunk again, please, dear. Take it from a man that knows about entertaining people, that been in situations in a nightclub, in a bar, or even just out there at a house party. A host never gets drunk. A person that's doing the show, they never get drunk. They never get out there and act stupid because things will go haywire. I know you might have been a little nervous and you were trying to do everything you know possibly could to settle your nerves, but as we know, alcohol doesn't agree with everybody. They make changes. You know, people make changes when they're drinking alcohol. And last night, the change that you made from being trying to be coming up there being fun and lovey dovey turned out to be a fiasco nightmare. I'm just gonna say it. It was a nightmare for not only me, but for the beefing sector that really supported you, that came up there to support you. You had over 1,600 people in your chat, Ness, and you were so inebriated and intoxicated that you couldn't function to even get the contest off right. You did some of your people, you did some of the judges, which my opinion, the judging wasn't too really good. You know, I'll reserve my right about that later. But I want to say, Ness, you messed up. And then I hear you this morning, and you still sound a little, as you said, you were a little high or messed up or drunk or whatever from a hangover. If you got a hangover, dear, you should have drank you at least 3 cups of coffee before you got up there because you kept up to the same old rhetoric the other this morning than you had with last night. You talked about everything. You beat it, went around the bush, and you were looking in the chat trying to cuss people out and blocking. Let me tell you, Ness, blocking people on your platform is not a cool thing all the time. When people come up there to listen to you or they give you an opinion, then you holler, block them, block them, block them. But then the same supporters that will give you a click and a view when you get up there on these platforms. You know, let's face it, people. As content creators, we all like to have clicks and views. We all like to look down and see, hey, all them thumbs up, all the great things that's going on here on YouTube. That helps us, you know. Another thing, we beef, but now we're beefing so damn below the belt until it's getting to be very frustrating to see how low that we can go on these YouTube streets as content creators. Now I can go low if I wanted to, but why do it? Why not just try to finesse somebody into doing right Then the cussing them out, calling them a bunch of F's and H's and B's and all this. Grant you, as the bipolar side say, I can cuss. I can cuss now. I can curse. Don't get it messed up. Don't get it messed up. I can curse, but I don't like doing it. I got some feedback here somewhere. Okay, I don't like cursing. I don't like sitting up calling women a bunch of bitches, and which women don't mind calling each other that, disrespecting one another. I don't like doing that on platforms or even here on my platform. But there comes a time, there comes a time when you have to let people know that, hey, you fucked up. Okay. And last night, Ness, you did fuck up, dear. Then you got here this morning. The crying stuff, it didn't move me. It didn't move me because a person that's really hurt and upset, they're gonna show that emotion. Not 1 minute crying and the next minute running, checking on the cat because you forgot to feed the cat this morning before you even got up and all that good shit. Uh, Crying doesn't consist of getting mad, cussing people out, blocking them out your chat because they have an opinion. You had over last night. I give you credit. You had over 1,600 people watching you, and that was the support that you get that the people were giving you. But you still get up here in the morning, you blocking people, you talking shit instead of going straight into the apology, which to me was half-hearted, half whole, half everything. Uh, People capping for you on here is one thing, but to sit up there and still act halfway the same way that you did last night. And then you didn't even really end your contest right. You didn't really end the competition right from what I was seeing and hearing. But so be it. The day you got up this morning, you apologized and you did all this other stuff. That's not an apology to me. To me, that's not an apology. Voodoo, I commend you for what you did this morning. You came up there like you were supposed to, and you let her know that it was an embarrassment, not only for her, but for you, an embarrassment for the beefing sector and everything that the beefing sector stands for. Now, is it right that we go in and talk about Nessa's mess? Oh, yes, it's good. It's right. That's what the beefing sector is all about. We get up here, we do some upped up shit, and then people are going to talk about it. We let out pertinent information, then we talk about it. But Ness No Mess, that Halloween costume, Shabasco, that's what it was to me, a big Shabasco. Hello, Miss Brown, baby. How you doing, dear? I see you. I see you. I'm just running off at the mouth, but I see you, my dear, my niece. Like I said, the whole Halloween costume thing, it could have been pulled off without a hitch if you had a just, and I'm taking some words out of another content creator's mouth, rehearsed it. Rehearsal, folks, rehearsal. Before we go live, we should have a, con- a moment of getting together and trying to get these platforms to run smoothly because YouTube and StreamYard, they have hookups at times, so that part we can't do, but we can get together, have a dress rehearsal. Who's gonna go first? Who's gonna go second? Who's gonna go third? And all this. And another thing, try to keep your personal feelings out of contests when you know that you don't like that person. Okay, try to keep it out of there. We have the trolls as usual coming in and talking their shit and doing their absolute best to disrupt things, but we should learn to just forget a troll and move on about our business. If you think somebody's trolling you in your chat, or if you're moderators, you got moderators up there and they think that you're being trolled and all this, block their asses. That's all simple as that. Make them create another page, as they say, and come back. But I watched it, and Ness No Mess, you had no business drinking, honey. A lot of things now this morning you saying you forgot, you don't remember, and all this shit. Uh, if you're drinking and you wake up the next day and don't know what you said, done, or did with yourself, you need to stop. You need to stop drinking. You need to evaluate yourself how you want to continue on as a content creator. Mind you, grant you what you did get you a lot of clicks and views, and it's getting you commentary just like you're getting it from me, you know. But like I said, as the YouTube turns, are we gonna? Here's another thing: are we gonna forgive Ness No Mess for the fiasco that she did? The way that she cursed people out, the way that they said she sent the wrong cash app to the wrong person, and I got to admit, if that person sent her the money back, then God bless her heart, you know, because a lot of people would have kept the money probably. But it's the integrity, and I know that they knew that she wasn't, as we say, in her right mind. Let's put it that way. You were not in your right mind. That's no mess. And for that, you're lucky. You're lucky because the way the world is today now with the economy and all that shit's going, uh, you're lucky you got that money back. You woke up this morning, said you had $1,000 in your cash app. Sounds like to me you didn't give none of it away, really. Unless somebody was cash apping you. And that's another thing, people on these cash apps. Let's be dutiful and mindful of who we send them to. Make sure you got the right name, the right address, and all that. Well, not address, but the right person that you're sending it to, so you don't have to make a mistake. You send it to the wrong person. You ask for it back. Because be honest with you, if somebody sends me a cash app and I didn't ask for it, would I send it back at the time? Oh hell no, no. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't send it back unless they were a content creator. They came up and they explained it like they normally did. Watch Demetria's live. You guys go back and check on Demetria live where she spoke about the aftermath of the Halloween debacle, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I commend you, Demetria, lit all day because you have been through changes. You're going through a cycle now to where you're showing people that it's more fun to stay sober. You think with a clearer mind. You think with a clearer heart. And I'm so glad that you did return. I don't know if it was all of it or some of it or whatever, but so be it. And by right, honestly, you should have won the costuming contest. Not taking anything away from you, Voodoo, because there were other people on here that said that the whole contest was rigged, and I'm crossing my fingers and keeping hope alive, as they say, that we're not so diabolical here on YouTube that we got to cheat people out of their money or run a scam or sham just so we can have money on these YouTube streets to get things operated. Uh, over to let's talk about Beasley, y'all. Everybody's talking about Beasley for a second. I noticed that he was in a couple of chats this morning, and I'm going to later on. I'm going to get up here, like I said, with my bipolar side self show here. Uppity Negro Goddess, you are a work of art, dear, for a black woman, and it's people like you that give black women bad names to us black men. I will be referring to you. You're going to have a whole commentary to yourself, by yourself, and about yourself, dear. Okay. Uh, Beasley was up on our platform this morning. He's talking shit. Beasley, uh, everybody says you don't belong in the beefing sector, but you're always in the beefing sector. We had another content creator that used to be in the beefing sector. Now they're trying to ease back in. Easing back in. Let's talk about it. How do you ease back into something that you started out with or you were part of? Well, there's two ways of doing it. You come up here like I do and say, yeah, what you belong to, who you're affiliated with, or you can just say, hey, I'm starting all over. I'm checking the waters. I'm looking around, testing, and see how people like my opinions and what they like about them or not. Because that's what's important with us in the beefing sector. We can sit up here and beef and shoot off our mouth and talk about people and different things. But if the content is good and the content is great, it makes some of us laugh. It makes some of us think. And hey, everybody likes a ribbing every once in a while. Like I said, I've had my share, so I know what it's about. But a lot of times I kept my mouth shut. But on this platform here, I'm not going to having been keeping my mouth shut. I'm not going to be quiet about fuck shit that I see on YouTube. The people that are doing fuck shit to other people. And like I said, I watch everybody. I watch a lot of things. I keep my friends close and my enemies closer. And one of my enemies out there right now, and I'm going to open my mouth and talk about his ass, is the guy from New Mexico. Uh, you all know him. You all been evolved with him, and you see what he does. Right now, he has a post out. He called to find out court about Fababe and Tracy and all them. This is here is a white content creator, y'all. He is a racist. I don't care how you want to put it. You can say it any kind of way you wanna. He is a straight up racist. He uses the N words a lot. We don't check him. He has pictures of black women posted on his thumbnails and in the beginning of a woman that he ruined on the job and at work. But yet, we as black people, well, do we support him? Yeah, we support him because we give him the click and the view. But sometimes his views aren't really worth anything. You go up there, you check out what he's saying, then you comment on it. Now, white privilege. He has that white privilege because you hear him talking on the phone to another white person about another black person's business in court. And he wants to make it seem like he's doing us a public favor. No, you're not doing me a public favor. It's showing me that you have disdain and you are just really a racist, as everybody says. A racist. Do people cohort with you and all that shit? Yeah, they did. They went to your page when we got to stop doing this, people. When we're mad with each other, we need to stop going to the fucking enemy and complaining. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You don't get mad with somebody of your own ethnicity or your own being, and then you go to the white man and complain about him, them, or each other. We don't do that. But it seems here lately that's what's going on in the world. Yeah, the world has changed and everything. The internet is more open. People hear you say shit and talk about shit, but they don't want to hit the real issues. And to one content creator out there, I'm gonna give you your props. Dee Love, you try to keep them in line. I'm surprised that a lot of people haven't been sharing your views and points on things that go here on the YouTube streets. But when it comes to racism, we are the biggest racists towards ourselves as black people. I'm going to say it. We are the biggest jealous hearted, disgusting talking about things that from people's past to try to make us feel lower than what we are. And let me tell you, at my age, I don't feel no fucking lower because my past is my past. I don't give a fuck what you bring up or how you say about it because I'm living for the moment. I'm living for today. I'm not even worried about tomorrow because tomorrow is promised to no one. And for you to sit up here all the time to try to pick at a motherfucker and say that he's this and he's that, then that's your Achilles heel. You know, do I welcome the commentary? Hey, it's okay at times, but there's going to be times when I'm going to shoot back at you. I'm going to shoot right back at you and let you know I'm 73, will hopefully, God willing, be 74 years old. I'm a sound mind, I'm a sound body, and I do care about people, okay? Especially black people. We all talk this black empowerment. We all talk about women's empowerment, everything empowerment. But how are we empowering ourselves when we're sitting back talking about each other or doing disgusting things on these YouTube streets? Yeah, including me too, right? Right. Okay. But what I'm going to say is, Nest No Mess, back to Nest. Yeah, your Halloween costume contest, it was a disaster. The burger contest, let me get to it. I saw a little bit of it. I seen the preparations, but I'm going to be honest with you folks. Cooking is not my forte. Sitting up watching a person prepare a meal, getting ready to cook it and everything, and people in the chat talking about this person, that person. They make points on that, but the burger contest was, yeah, it was a lot better, but I can't taste the food. I can't smell the food until they get smell-o-vision, you know, or something like that within the home or well, we got virtual reality, but who wants somebody? There's a lot of people's homes. I'm not going to go in. Let's face it. But virtual reality, closest you can get to actually tasting the food, judging the food on its merits, on how it looks. To me, it's not a food contest. It's just a way of people getting together, having fun, trying to raise money, give people a little money because they were willing to come up on camera and do a lot of things that other people don't do. Uh, the contest, it went good. The burgers, I didn't get a chance to really finish looking at the burger contest or judging with my eyesight who had the best food, who had the best preparations. Because, like I said, I cook myself, and I'm just bored with the cooking challenge. I am bored with the cooking challenge. Congratulations to the winner, whoever she was or he, because like I said, I haven't finished it. I haven't went back and looked at it, but I did hear on the streets that one of the contestants hollered about that they're not going to do any contest no more. Sugar, quit lying. You'll be there. Let's all realize that, hey, we'll get up here and say we're not going to do it anymore, and we're there doing it. So you evaluate, go back and sit down, get up on your platform, cuss people out, talk shit, and whatever you want to do. But the next cooking challenge, you'll be there. And you don't get angry because you're not popular on YouTube. You can't get angry. All you can do is either stay there, roll with the punches, come back with your offensive drive, and do what you need to do. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to sit up here and try to preach to a bunch of grown ass youngsters because let's face it, everybody on here that listens to me and I listen to them, they're way younger than I am. And there's a lot that has changed throughout the course of the years of the way we raised and how we're raising our children and how we're doing things that, you know, ordinarily back in the day, as they say, grandmama wouldn't allow that. And why do we talk about grandma so much? Can we talk about the mothers that helped raise the children too? Or was it always our big mamas that we went over and looked towards when things were not good for us, when we wanted to sneak out the house or when we wanted to go lay up with the boy or the girl next door? We go to grandma's house and have them meet us over there and all that good shit. Oh yeah, we've all done it. So there's no sense in us sitting back and acting like we've all been angels all our lives. We haven't been. We never will be. Nobody's an angel. We're tempted about money. We're tempted about sex. We're tempted about just lying, period. And we're tempted about being more than what we are, more than what we're not. When I came up here, I told people about myself my living conditions, and you know what they did? They made fun of it. But you know what? I'm thankful for that, where I live at and what I got, because we got people living out here on the streets right now, nowhere to go, no roof over their head, no food to eat. But yet we want to make fun of people that do have a little bit more than those that are less fortunate. But then they want to get up here and try to rib you and talk to you crazy. That's the bipolarness that I'm talking about on YouTube. As a YouTube terms, we're a big soap opera here on YouTube. I don't care what nobody says. We're a soap opera. We all have stories to tell. We all have a storyline. Now, nobody wants to discuss what went on yesterday. They go on what happened today, or they'll say, boy, the streets are going to be hot tomorrow. Truth Enterprise, I got to give it to you. I don't know why people hate you as much as they do, but I listen. I listen. I'm letting you know about the content creators I listen to. Truth Enterprise is one of them. I go in there and check. I go back and refer to the things that were said and done. I said, you know what? She hit it on the nail head. Ness, if you were not trying to scam people, you came close to it last night. You came so close to showing that people were telling the truth that your contest was a scam. Really, your contest was a scam. So be careful, dear. That's what I'm saying. Stay away from the damn bottle. Stay away from whatever you're doing, smoking the weed or whatever, and just relax and be yourself. Come out here. You can come out swinging, but you don't come out swinging drunk because a drunk mind will never win over a sober mind. They're looking at you and saying, "Oh hell, she don't know what the fuck she doing," and that's the truth. Last night you didn't know what you were doing. You were so inebriated. You had your neighbors in the goddamn live chat, and you was talking about this and that, and you turned things off real quick. You turned it off for me real quick. And to be honest with you, when you were up there dancing for the first 3, 4, 5 minutes with no goddamn sound, study running off at the mouth. Check your stuff, people. Check your stuff before you come up there. Yeah. Well, the challenges, honey, the new challenges, they're well, yeah, I know I'm talking over your head, but I know you don't really follow YouTube like I do. I do it because I'm in the beefing sector. The challenges, they were good, except for, and I'll say it again, that's no mess. Being drunk last night, it should still be up. You people can go look at it again. She had over 16, like what, 16K views on it so far. And that's making her money on YouTube, folks. Let's face it, the more controversial you are on YouTube, the more clicks and views you'll get. And if you're in YouTube partnership, you'll get an asset check and all that bullshit. And we got to remember the white man's paying us. So be careful of what we do and how we want to present ourselves out there. There's another thing that I want to touch on real quick, and that's the separatism of people that are heterosexual, gay, lesbianism, and all this. And we're black people. We all have people that are different. We're all different in the world. You know, I'm not saying you got to tolerate all the fuck shit that they do, but we should be more tolerable about accepting things, knowing, how they feel, the fight, the struggle that they had to get through to get to where, well, hell, we ain't really nowhere when you look at it. I mean, I'm thinking about it now. I looked at the news even early this morning. What's the first thing they were talking about? Over in another goddamn country where we don't have any business, and I'll say it, don't have any business being out there at all. We got enough here at home we need to straighten out and clean up. You know, that's another detailed thing I'm going to have for later on when we can get up here and have discussions. And like I said, until I get my banner, I'm going to have to work towards to get my banner because right now my channel is new. And I would appreciate you guys if you would like it or share it. Just share the channel out. Let them know that, hey, you got somebody here that's talking shit again like everybody else, but only I'm going to try to do it my way with just my thoughts and don't care. You know, there's a lot of content creators on here I've grown fond of, and then there's some I've become less fond of. And there's some more content creators on here. I don't want to say up and coming, but let's just say they got me interested. They got me interested. Oh. Yeah, Ness, I'm drinking coffee this morning. I'm not drinking no alcohol in it and none whatsoever, you guys. Okay, all this week. What has been the past debacle? MU and Tracy. MU and Tracy. But now, like I said, we got something new over here taking over, and that's the Halloween Burger Challenge stuff. And we're all picking sides. But I'll tell you what, don't pick a side, just pick. Okay, there's no sides to be had. Jay Wilson say there's no friends on YouTube. Well, Jay Wilson, you claim to have friends, be friends with certain people out of your camp encampment. So, and they're on YouTube with you. So the big question to you, do you consider the friends or the people that you talk to here on YouTube as friends? I know you're going to come back and say they're your associates and all that, or whatever he uses, that word he uses. Uh, I'm just trying to figure you out, Jay Wilson. I got some things to say about you too. You know, I got some words, choice words for you also as a crackerjack bullshitting preacher, supposedly ordained minister and all that with a college degree. And I know your story just like you think you know mine, but I know your story, some of it. But you really you don't really bring out anything except chaos and confusion. And for a minister, you should be there trying to console the people instead of making fun. You remind me of a preacher that goes out and parties on Saturday night, then come back to church on Sunday morning and try to tell everybody what the hell they did wrong. And we seen your ass out there drinking beers and cohorting with the other side. So Jay Wilson, you cannot, you don't impress me, you know. But I can talk about you just like you can talk about me. But you don't impress me whatsoever. And I'm not coming to you as a uh, heterosexual man going bashing a gay man. I'm coming to you as man to man because you are a man, even though your sexual preference is different from mine. You are still a man in my eyesight. Okay, and that brings me around to Jay Dunn. Jay Dunn, I keep telling people I try to like you, but you make it so damn hard when you come up on a platform and, like people say, you got that takeover spirit. You say that you're a man, but no, Jay Dunn, you're not a man. You're a woman. You have you are a lesbian woman. You have the tendencies of wanting to take over like a man, but you're not a man, Jay Dunn. Okay? You're not a man. What is it? People just tell me, what is on your IDs when you go out? Does it say male or female? So how in the hell do you expect people to accept you when you can't accept yourselves? You see what I'm saying? It- That laws can change. You want to be known as a male? You put it on your certificate. You put it on your birth certificate. You put it on your driver's license. You put it on everything. And then maybe people will look at you differently. But until then, J Dunn, you are a woman. Okay? You're not a man. You're not a grown man. You don't have the same equipment I have. And God knows I'd have never wanted to have a pussy. Okay? So you need to back up a little bit and quit being so aggressive. They say men are aggressive. No, all men aren't aggressive either. That's another lying misconception we have because we have some docile men out there in the universe, and those docile men will not say anything to anybody, male or female. Good afternoon, Nikki, and glad to see you. Glad to hear you. See you in the place. I'm just going over just my thoughts on what I think about as a YouTube turns. You know, yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, dear. I've seen Jay Dunn on a lot of platforms. I have seen Witness Jay Dunn, and I had to turn the platform off because she, with that takeover spirit of hers. And let me tell you something else, Jay Dunn. For you to always holler about they called your probation officer, they called your probation officer. Stop saying that shit, Jay Dunn. Because you know, and I'm gonna tell you, I was on probation. I got locked up after a violation. You're so close to being violated because you run your mouth and you lie about things. You're speaking upon yourself to get locked up. You're speaking upon yourself to get locked up, dear. Do your little time. If necessary, stay off of YouTube for a little bit, then go back in there and then say what you got to say and do what you got to do and get off. But then don't come up there every time and you're angry and you're lying. You say you don't lie on nobody. Well, you lied on me, Jay Dunn. But like I said, that's neither here nor there. I don't care. I don't care. You're not the three F's as Lady Nigga says. You're not doing that with me, so I don't care. But I do care about your well being as a human being. And I do care about the way that you say and do things sometimes. That's all. Am I against the homosexual community? Hell no. Never have, never will be. But I don't like it when you get aggressive with me and try to tell me who I am, or just because the way I talk about things, I got to be one of the same branch. No, I'm not, dear. The Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine are all separate branches of the military. And none of those guys think that they are, well, they do in a way. They all think they're the shits because a Marine will talk about an Army man, an Army man will talk about a Navy man. But yet, when it comes time to pull together, they pull together. So, if you really, really want to be as a one, pull together sometimes. Give people their props. Let them know, hey, look, I like what you did on the programming. I like what you did out here. And I just like the things that you're doing. I like the things that you're doing. Uh, who else do I want to? My mind right now, I am so disappointed in the women here on YouTube. I am really. Women's empowerment. What are you going to do with that? What are we going to say? What can we say about it? Are you going to try to empower women to be more dutiful, to be more respectful of themselves? Or are you just going to sit up there and talk about your sisters like you do, or say things? Yeah, I know we all get mad and we say things out of context, but good Lord. Like my girl says, we're not the only ones listening to YouTube. The whole world is listening to YouTube. They see what we put out there and they see what we say out there as a black community. And let's get it, let's don't get it twisted. We do say things and do things to one another that makes the other side look at us like, oh man. Then we wonder why we're at the bottom of the totem pole. Right now, they're talking more about the foreign people over here than they are black people. Things are dropped off to the scale. Every once in a while, somebody might come up on YouTube and mention something about someone, like the Carly girl. They want to give her a year in jail and a $18,000 restitution fine. But you got, and I looked at it. Her lawyers, her attorneys, they're black attorneys. Now I'm thinking, for her to get sentenced to 1 year in jail and just have to pay 18,000 back in restitution for pretending to be abducted, and putting everybody through a lot of shit, even people up here on the YouTube streets. That is a small price to pay. But she's got her lawyers and attorneys up here now talking about they're going to appeal a year decision, a year sentencing, and the fine. Well, they didn't say anything about them. They're going to appeal the time in jail. Why would they appeal her time in jail? That's because I think that there's something wrong with the young lady. First of all, to pull a hoax like that or do something like that, there's something wrong with her. But if there is something wrong with her, why aren't you trying to get her the mental help or the mental stability that she needs to continue on functioning? Well, she can't be too off though because she's a college graduate, a college student, and all that stuff. She had a good job. So I'm wondering what is behind the motive of these black attorneys right now trying to go ahead and appeal a 1 year sentence of being in jail. And let's face it, people, 1 year, she's not gonna do the whole damn 1 year. Hell, she could get in there and do 6 months and get out. She can get in there and be going through orientation, as they say, and they decide that you know what, she doesn't need to be in here. They could cut her loose. But no, they're using her as a poster child. I think they're using her as a poster child. And for these black attorneys to sit up there and do that kind of stuff, man, we can't, you're not going to get away with it. If anything, you're going to mess around and you're going to get her deeper in a hole. You're going to get her deeper in a hole. Watching the news story saying that they're trying to keep her from talking in the public or being in the public eye. Maybe that's because there is something off with the young lady and she needs help with. Instead of you guys trying to make her your meal ticket, you need to go ahead and get her the help she needs. Throw yourself on the mercy of the court. And they did give her mercy because I think a 1 year sentence, man, for the shit that she put everybody through. And when even you think about it, here on the YouTube streets, we were talking about her, hoping that she would be okay, being missing and kidnapped and abducted, and all this kind of crazy shit, you know. But when we found out it was a hoax, we had some content creators come up here. Yeah, I knew. No, but still, there's something wrong with that young lady that made her do this. The root of the problem does not stem from just wanting to have attention like that. She wanted the attention, she got the attention, but I don't know. So I'm going to get off of here right now because I've got to go and get some business straightened out. Uh, Probably finish going on looking on YouTube, catching up on my other content creators and seeing what they're saying. And I want to thank you guys that came up and, you know, said hello in the chat and all that. I'm not dropping links right now because, like I said, until I get this platform up and running good and get me a decent banner to where I can put on here, and because I don't want porn bombing. That's another thing. These clowns get up here and they try to ruin a person's platform by porn bombing and showing pictures of. Come on, people. As black folks, why do we do that to one another? Why can't we just let well enough be well enough? And instead of us destroying like we've been doing even for the last, ever since when slavery was here, we've been destroying each other, going back telling Mr. Charlie what everybody's doing, getting in the big house. Just because you getting in the big house, you getting the scraps off their table, you telling on the people that were trying to get away. Let's stop this bull. Let's stop this bull crap on YouTube. Like I said, there's some people on YouTube that really don't need to be on here. They really don't. They have a mental problem, or they're slow. But tolerance. I'm gonna try to be tolerant of everybody until You really want to get nasty with me, then I can get nasty with you. People like Rhonda, I understand Rhonda. I love Rhonda. Juana, I understand you, and I know what Dovey, I understand her. Hey, they're content creators, and I know women, they're women, you women don't like certain women and all this because of their aesthetics and their looks and the texture, the color of their skin. Let's get away from that bullshit. We're all one black nation. We are all one black nation. It's all right to be on YouTube getting your coins and all that. But sometimes we just need to back up off of things and speak our minds on how we truly feel about the world in general. There are people out there being scammed every day, not just on YouTube, but in daily life. Lied to, saying that they care about a motherfucker and they don't. They're on the phones talking to other people about other shit. So let's not use that as a weaponizing thing to tear one another down. If we can't get up here and give keep hope alive some kind of way, and it's all because of the coins and duckies, then I will I will speak upon it as just my thoughts because I'm tired. I'm getting tired now. I'm getting to the point to where I've seen this shit all my fucking life. We as black people, we hate one another. One minute we love one another. One minute we hate one another. But the real enemy that's out there that we should be talking about, we don't talk about. We don't come together and tell another black person, hey, you were wrong for doing this. You were wrong for treating our people like that. You're wrong for doing things that associate us with the way that other people in the world see us too. You know, we're over here. We don't care about one another. We have no culture. We have no history, but we do have a history. We have a great black history. We have places that we built and they were torn down or bombed. We had banks, financial wizardry out there. We even had people to help build this country, but we forget. We forget about that. All we want to do is get out here and signify and talk about the things that are relevant. We put on a show. The show falls by the wayside. Then we want to make up excuses why when we know why it fell by the wayside. It was fucked up. You can't get mad with somebody when they tell you, hey, the show was fucked up. When you do good, you do good. I'll give you your props. But when you fuck up, you fuck up. And that's no mess. You did fuck up last night, dear. Back to you. You did. So I just want to say, just remember, I I am very opinionated. I've been keeping my opinions to myself, but now it's time for me to let loose because I don't know how long I'm going to be. I'll put it that way. It hurts me more and more to see our people, our black people, do fucked up shit here on YouTube, and then we think it's all right. We think that it's that's the way it is. That's the beefing sector. Beef is not beef is not, what can I say? It's not fish. It's not poetry. It's beef. And if you got beef, keep it as beef. Don't try to make it chopped liver. Don't try to degrade your fellow human beings to the point to where you get kicked off of YouTube. Don't try to get it to the point where they want to call the police on you or call CPS on you and do all the fucked up things that that people say we're known to do to one another. You reach out and you pick them up. I can't go on Bazaars because I'm a heterosexual man. Does that bother me? No. But I can listen to Bazaar's platform. I can listen to her page and I see some of the fuck shit that goes on over there. And when I get tired of it, I do like everybody else do. I'll leave. I'll leave. Just like everybody comes up here, they'll hear me for a few seconds, and if I'm not talking the way they want me to talk, or they think I should be talking, then they'll leave. But I'm gonna have my opinions about shit. I'm not gonna try to sit up and really dox a person to see where they're living and all that. If you want to know where I live at, it's out there. It's been out there, you know. And I'm not worried about anybody coming to visit either. That's another thing. So with that being said, I'm gonna say good afternoon to y'all. I'm gonna get back on here and I'm going to listen to some more fuck shit. And even if nobody likes it, they want to say, well, you stand in the drama, fuck you, because you're in the drama too. All right? You're into the drama too. You listen to it just as well as I do. But the only thing about it right now, I'm changing my opinion on a whole lot of shit. I'm changing my opinion on a whole lot of shit. And I'm gonna call it as I see it. So you guys go back and watch the Halloween challenge. See, I'm giving her a click and a view, even though it was a mess. Go back and watch Nessa's Halloween costume challenge. You decide. There's already been a lot of content creators that have decided, that have said things about it. So go back and look at it. MU and Tracy, I think you girls are going to have to take a back seat to this one because this is the biggest beefing debacle in the well, since I've been listening or being in the beef sector. This is one of the biggest debacles there has ever been on YouTube when it comes to drunkenness, wickedness, and as we want to say on these YouTube streets, it's been a scam. I don't think it was a scam. I'm just saying that, girl, you drank too much. That's all I'm saying. Girl, you drank too damn much. And as an entertainer, as a content creator, you want to keep you a kind of clear mind when you do shit like that and do a run through and have fun with things that go on. You have fun with it. Don't tear us down. Have fun with it. So with that being said, I'm off of here. Thank you guys that came up, listened. The ones that came up and gave me a thumbs up. Nick in, thank you. My brown baby, sugar baby, thank you. My niece, Miguel Wallace, thank you for coming up. And as you people notice, I don't have moderators on here yet. No, I'm not getting them, like I said, until I feel comfortable with certain people. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna get off of here. Love you guys. Bye bye.